Hello. So this is the first blog post on my invisible illness, and I'm Rebecca-Leigh. I'm 16 years old and I live in Cumbria. I chose Monday because Mondays are depressing and I'm depressed, and everyone finds Monday depressing. And if you don't, I'm not judging you, fair enough. But that's how I see it. First of all, I'm not gonna be the one that tells you to battle what you've got. If you, with a chronic illness or an invisible illness, don't battle it and don't fight it, because it makes you exhausted and it isn't good for you. It's all about accepting it. That rolls off the tongue so easily. I haven't accepted it, any of mine, which I'll tell you about in a minute. But you do. It's more about accepting it than fighting it. So I'll tell you my story. It's depressing, hence Monday. I didn't want to depress any of your other days, so I chose the day that everyone is depressed. I have ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, minor hypermobility, POTS, IBS, underactive thyroid, depression, and the list goes on a bit. But the main things that affect me are my ME/CFS, fibromyalgia, my minor hypermobility, and my POTS. So, when did all this crap begin? It's the day after my 13th birthday. Best birthday present ever that I've ever received, past or present or future. Yeah, I had a party. It was really cool for my 13th. And then I got ill and I was off school for 8 months, so I never saw anyone. So to say I was a loner is that's being kind. I mean, I'm all for that. Be kind to me, you know. So they initially thought I had ME, and then they got it all wrong. They said I had an underactive thyroid, so the ME there stopped coming. They overdosed me on thyroxine, and it could have brought back a dead elephant. Not that I'm comparing myself to a dead elephant, or an elephant itself. There's nothing wrong with that, but that's just the term that was used. And I mean, I was 13 years old, off school, no friends, ill with this illness that the doctors kept on messing up, and it was crap. I mean, 8 months housebound, not doing anything. So the most thing that we done was go walk my dog. But the problem was my sleep was messed up. When you're in that really bad stage of ME, that's what happens. So that was messed up. So I was walking the rooms at 2 o'clock in the morning, and then I was getting up at 3 o'clock, and by the time that I was ready to come downstairs, it was 5 o'clock. And then we were walking my dog, my pure dog, we were walking him at 7 o'clock at night with our headlights on from the car, so me and my mum could see where we were walking, so otherwise we were knackered. And I can't really remember those 8 months that were difficult. It's crap. That's all I can say. Anything I'd done tired me out. I mean, I hadn't had any help because they said it wasn't ME. So they said it was just this thyroid thing. I didn't get out of the house. my mum had to walk me to the shower on her toes, like parents do when you're a toddler at weddings. But obviously I wasn't, which makes it a bit sad. She would wash me, put my clothes on, do anything that I needed. So that was then. I recovered because of the thyroxine that they gave me and went skiing. Yeah, I know, miracle child. In year 9, didn't have any friends. Found it difficult to make new friends, and I'm hesitating when I say this because it could upset some people if they see this and they thought they were friends with me, but I'm just going to be honest, like, I didn't have any friends in year 9 to begin with. And I got there, I got some, and it was really good. And then I was still tired and I got my pain, a bit of pain, but from what I was, it was so much better, like it was like a miracle. So year 9 it was alright, and it's exciting because like year 9 you're choosing your GCSEs and you're like, oh my god, what should I take? You know, this is exciting, this is my future. And like I said before, I didn't accept my illness. I fought it and exhausted myself, so I didn't understand that I had a chronic illness, that just because it had gone away didn't mean it was going to come back, which it's not the way to do things. Like, you've got a chronic illness, okay? It's crap. Unless you live in it, you have no idea what it's like. You're not supposed to fight something that is inside of you and you can't help. So don't. I haven't accepted what I've got yet, but I'm willing to take this journey with you guys on accepting it. If that's even possible. Like, I'm a pessimist, okay? I don't do these happy things. If you want to cry, and like you've got those people that are like, no, you'll be fine, just go and do something and chill and you'll be fine. No, just cry. Just cry, right? Just let it out. Get it all out. So then it's out in the open, right? So it's not going to come back until you get a bit depressed the next time or upset the next time, but at least you're not having layered upsetness or depression, which is probably what I had back then. So, year 10, like, it started off so good, it did. It started off really well, and then it's like year 8 all over again, which it's really crap, because if you've fought so hard with the first illness, who wants to find out that they're ill again? And I didn't have like any help either, so I was ill. I didn't even know why. I didn't know what was happening. I was upset because it was my GCSE year and I wanted to do really well. Like, who doesn't want to do well? And I couldn't because I just wasn't with it. So, got referred to a GP doctor. No, the GP doctor referred me, in fact. Sorry, my brain fog's really bad. To the hospital, and I got to talk to a consultant. Oh dear God. I mean, God was shaking his head. Oh, that doctor was awful. I mean, he was like, you've just got ME, that's it. You need to get routine, you need to sleep properly, that's it. You crave carbohydrates and chocolate, that's good because you store your energy. and then you can use it later, right? Lies. Pathetic. He had, okay, right, he had books, and he had folders, and he had supposedly, all this information about ME/CFS gave me the most pathetic and useless treatments for it. So it got to the point where my mum, there's me and my mum and my dog Caesar and my nan and granddad that live up the road, and it got to the point where she was just like, no, we're not having any more of this, we don't deserve this. And no one does, absolutely no one. So he eventually referred us to Newcastle. Like, in between this time, I'm off school, lost the friends I've made in year 9, because I lost them, was alone, I was so lonely, because here I am with this illness that I still don't understand, and still is complicated, and still is taking control of my life, and I'm still trying to fight it. So he referred us to Newcastle, and they were like, put me on the bed, and, you know, move my limbs about, and then, like, you know, move that back, and they're like, oh yeah, she's hypermobile. And me and my mum were like, I'm sorry, what? What is this? And I'm sure if you have hypermobility, you do know what it is, but for the people that don't, you're lucky I'm not telling you to Google it, because I've done that quite a lot. So you're double jointed in every joint in your body, hence why I can do all that and I won't make you sick anymore. And what I have is, I've got like, I get air pockets in my joints that I need to click them back into place and burst the bubble. But sometimes they don't click back into place properly, which has happened. I have like an ongoing problem with my shoulder and my right hip. Yeah, it's crap. It's difficult. I mean, it was really funny because with hypermobility you have to keep on moving. Like, the only reason I was getting chronic pain and all this clicking wrong with me was because I'd stopped moving in year 8 from the ME. So you've got ME that wants you to lie in bed all day and absolutely do nothing, and then I've got this hypermobility that wants me to go out and do everything. So that's like terrible. The doctor at Carlisle that referred me to Newcastle, yeah, we didn't see him again. I mean, why would I want to? So I went to hydrotherapy. So you're in this, because all of my core and like my whole body wasn't right, it wasn't sitting right and that, so I had to completely change how I stood, and I'm probably not doing very well at the moment because there's worse news to come, but so I went to hydrotherapy. So you're in this like, it's like a square, and you're in this square with hot water, and it's really cool. You just do like little exercises, but it's like to help you, like, you know, you might have, my pelvis was like that and I need to tilt it like that, so you just try and tilt it up every now and again, or you just like go like that and move about and do it that side. So it was really helpful, but unfortunately it was clashing with my school timetable because I was still trying to get into school, trying to have some hope at having GCSEs. So that was year 10 for me, being off, having no friends again, being ill again without knowing why, and fighting it, not accepting it, because God knows I'm going to tell you guys to accept it plenty of times. And then, well, it was year 11, and that it was only last year I just got really ill again. I find it quite difficult to talk about because, one, you've got brain fog and that, and two, it depresses me a lot, and I just find it a bit crap, really. I mean, it is. I mean, you guys all know it's horrible. But anyway, I got the hypermobility and I've had start Pilates that help it. So I'm doing that. So yeah, I've got hypermobility. I understand that. You know, I've accepted that because there's something to fix it nearly, so it stops it from being bad. So get that sorted. Still know that I've got ME/CFS, but yeah, I've not got it now, it's fine. Looking back at year 10, yeah, it was there. I managed to get some GCSEs. I've mostly had to resit a lot, which is scary, but you know, I'm passing in most apart from maths, but there's no hope for me in maths. I'm sorry to break the news, but God, it's so complicated. I've been known to fall asleep in maths lesson. That has got nothing to do with my chronic fatigue syndrome. That is just because it's maths, plain and simple. Back to the point, in year 11, I'm all like happy again. Like, yeah, I'm in school and yeah, I don't have any friends, but yeah, I'm in school. You know, I just take a book and read. Or like I do now, take my iPad in and just watch a movie. Then the pain, I got pain like, it's like I've been run over, I've had a leg chopped off, then they've sewn it back on, and then they've chopped it back off, and then they've thought of doing all sorts of stuff with it, and yeah, not working. I mean, I can't describe it unless you live it, and that's I have fibromyalgia. So, like, I went to my GP doctor, and I suggested to her that I had this fibromyalgia, and she was like, "Oh yeah, it comes hand in hand with hypermobility," and I'm just like, okay, you didn't think of informing me the last couple of times I've visited you, saying I'm in excruciating pain, and you just thought, no, we'll just give her antidepressants and that. Oh, GP doctors. Anyway, I went to a fibromyalgia support group, but there were mainly people older than me. I mean, I'm a 16-year-old girl, and they were all like mothers or fathers, or, you know, doing something with their life, and I'm just trying to do my GCSEs and cope with what's wrong with me. So I found out a name. If there's anyone that lives like in the northeast or Cumbria, like at Newcastle, there's this doctor called Dr. Spigot, and I'm not sure if some of you've seen him or not, but if you can, I would definitely go and try and get an appointment with him. Like, we went private, so we had to pay for ours, because my mum was like, we can't wait 3 months with the NHS, so we've got to do it now. I went to see him with my crutches, because I have to use crutches now to walk. And, oh God, I was knackered. I sang about 8 songs of Girls Aloud, because I have they're not my guilty pleasure. I just love Girls Aloud, okay? Their new album, amazing, like, it's up here. Sang 8 songs of that, and absolutely, is it called Boom and Bust? I just went down, and that was me quiet for like 2 hours. I had a good time singing, but obviously not when I stopped. So we went there with my mum and my granda, and he's like, I've definitely got chronic fatigue syndrome /ME. which I knew. I've definitely got fibromyalgia, which, okay, that's good to know. I have POTS. Don't even ask me to say what that actually is when it's spelled out. Google it, like, oh, it's so complicated. It's something to do with your blood pressure. So when I lie down, it's 100, and when I sit up, it's 140, and that's bad, apparently. So that can cause dizziness, heart palpitations, like lightheadedness. It can make shortness of breath, and it can actually give you pain. So if you haven't got that, but you're experiencing, and if you look it up on Google and on the official pages and you think you've got some of those symptoms, there is actually a link between ME and POTS. So it is worth looking it up and thinking, maybe I should go get an appointment with my GP to sort it out. But GPs do nothing, so take time. So that's really where I am. I have to get a wheelchair. Don't want a wheelchair. Well, I do, because it'll be kind of cool, because I could just run people over if I don't like them. But at the same time, I don't want a wheelchair. I mean, what are people going to be like when they look at me and I'm in a wheelchair? And people our age, especially, that try and, like, Ellie Britton, she's doing one of the days and we've got really close, so just big I love you to you. She's like, when I've spoke to her, she explains it perfectly. They're looking for something wrong with you and trying to see what it is, but there's nothing there because it's an invisible illness. So I'm thinking I might just go out with a cast on, just so they'll have something to look at, but I won't. So that's where I am, struggling with my depression and my illnesses and accepting them. I mean, I am not doing well with accepting them, but it is wise to accept them and not fight them. Like, I know you think I'm talking utter bull, but it is better that way, and we can do it together. So I'm going to stop talking now because I've probably made you really depressed on this Monday, which is depressing as it is, but don't be suicidal. That's not the answer, unfortunately. No, I'm joking. So I'll tell you my Tumblr in case any of you want to get in contact with me, and well, God bless you if you do. I mean, that is well sweet. So try and do this right. There's my Tumblr. And my scribbly writing. Yeah. Okay, I just embarrassed myself one more time. But, like I said, throughout this whole little blog thing, we're here to help. Like, there's 6 of us, and we all have our own days. And we're here so you can have someone to talk to, and so you can watch our videos and you can go, I know exactly how they're feeling. So this isn't in my head. This is something that is normal. And we're all going to have ups and downs, and unfortunately I have had mainly downs, but I've had little help. But I'm going to get help now. I'm going to a therapy team at Keswick that are really going to help me out. I'm going to get a wheelchair, which it is helpful even though I don't want it. And I'm going to get out more. And I'm going to get diagnosed with POTS, and they can put you on medication for that. And that can be sorted. So then all I'll have left to accept is the fact with my ME/CFS and fibromyalgia. And yeah, they're awful, but for me to take the POTS out, just one thing, I can sort my IBS out, and hopefully my mood can lift a bit. That would be really nice. So I hope this has helped you. Like, I know this is just our introductionary stages, but I do hope that you've, you know, looked at this and you can see that we're here to help and we're here to do and take this journey with you, because it's about accepting it and not fighting it. I know how hard you want to fight it, but oh listen, it's not. It's about accepting it, and we're all going to be alright. I know I said I'm the person that doesn't say stuff like that, but it just means we've got to be more intellectual in these subjects and know more about our illnesses and know, if I do this, what's the effect going to be. And we mature more. That doesn't make us any better than the rest of them. It just allows us to have these little advantages. And it's going to be alright. I mean, it's going to be really crap, but it's going to be alright. So yeah, there's your depressing Monday. Finished, finally. So I hope you're all alright, and feel free to contact me on Tumblr. Like, please do. I have no friends. I have 4 friends, okay, and I love them all, but feel free. So I hope you have a really good week, and I'll be back on Monday. Have a restful week. Don't do any boom and busting at all, and no singing to Girls Aloud album, even though it's really good. Okay, bye.